We're joined by Springfield College. They just finished as the national runner-up of the 2025 NCAA Division III men's volleyball season. We have with us center Dylan Mulvaney, outside Jake Delorier, and head coach Charlie Sullivan. Coach, comments from you about today's game, please.
Yeah, sure. I just would be remiss if I didn't open up with a huge thanks to my family at home. I always take advantage of this opportunity. It's a long season. I spent a lot of time with my second family, especially these last 2 weeks we've been on the road the whole time. And it's my daughter's birthday again tomorrow. So I usually said when she was little, we'll get some ice cream and maybe we'll get another dog for this birthday because I missed another one. But thanks so much for the support at home. It's a lot, and it's a long season, so wouldn't be able to do it without you. Also, we had a lot of support from our campus, which was great. It's a really great community at Springfield College to have Dr. Cooper here, our president, fly down for the final, support us. It's pretty amazing. Our athletics director, Dr. Poison, all the student body and people on campus supporting us during this journey. And these last couple weeks has been phenomenal. So we're really proud to go back to our campus, how we represented the school, Springfield College, the Triangle, and Humanics, and just celebrate with them. So we really appreciate it. And we also have our very special Team Impact player here, our roster member, who was only initially supposed to be with us for 2 years. He's on 5 now. So we have a huge thanks to Colin and his family for making it work and being part of our family. So after the thanks, I think about the match is there was a lot of variables to deal with in that match. I thought our guys did a good job for the first time in those bright lights, making some adjustments, responding, still competing, even with, like I said, a lot of variables going on. I was super proud of their sportsmanship, their approach, their dedication to the rally, especially when we were down 2014 in that environment, and to still put some amazing plays together. And that's a firm representation of the type of group we had this year. I think we're trying to rebuild this roster and do some special things, and it's gone pretty fast because we have special groups, special people like these guys sitting next to me with huge hearts and huge commitments to what we do, that buy into our philosophy and our culture. And just super proud of everything they did today and how they handled themselves, stayed true to the mission. And I think a lot of teams would have gone away at 2014. But, that pretty sums up this season, what we've done, be able to learn and adjust. We've asked them to do things. They responded all the time. So, in terms of the match, I think it was a lot of variables. A couple errors after 22. It's pretty tough to succeed with that. One rally here, one rally there. But overall, just really proud of the group. Thank you for the long introduction.
Absolutely. We'll go ahead and crack it up with some questions. First, we'll start with our friends with the Roanoke Student Newspaper. Go ahead and introduce yourself and ask a maximum 2 questions, please.
Hi, I'm Lauren Price. I'm a freshman. A question I have for you, the coach, is you were an alum of Springfield. Did you have a volleyball team when you were at school, and did you have as much success when you were possibly a player as you do right now?
Yeah, Lauren, thanks for the question. I went to Springfield College. I've actually been on campus for about 34 years, so I really love the community. I love what the community stands for, and it's something I strive to do a good job of adding to the community. It's frustrating when the community gets a little broken down sometimes, but to add to it is my mission. But embarrassingly enough, I never played volleyball. The first volleyball match I ever saw was the first one I coached, Lauren. So that's probably what our biggest problem was tonight.
Oh, that wasn't a problem. You did great.
Thank you so much.
Hello, my name is Zachary Bears. Question for Coach Sullivan. What are some positive and negative takeaways for this season overall?
Great. Yeah. Sorry, guys. These guys are great at speaking, too. But positives is like I was talking about. Was it Zach? What was your name? Yes. Yeah, so Zach, I was talking about how proud I was of the group. And I think Game 3 kind of encapsulated our whole season, what we did. Because we were pretty raw when we started, and we just got better and better and faced some adversity, made some adjustments, really stuck together. So negatives, I can't think of anything other than, if we made some mistakes today, they're just learning opportunities for the future. So we look forward to improving and learning from the match today.
Mark from the Roanoke Times.
For anybody, obviously you beat him in March. You were the only team to beat him all year. What did you do better or differently in that match versus tonight?
You guys wanna go? Do you want me to answer?
Anybody?
Yeah. Go ahead, Jake.
Sure. we look at them as a very, very tough opponent, and we are very grateful to go up against a very strong opponent like that. And I believe when they first came to us, we prepared very well. We practiced very hard all week leading up to that match, and all the guys were ready to go, very well prepared, and we're ready to go after anything that came our way. And it was in our gym. We were ready for them to step in and to defend our home, and I think that success just came from the whole preparation and the process that we had during that week.
Coach, obviously that was at home last month, but anything you did better in that match than you did today in the rematch?
Yeah, certainly. We had trouble getting some kills from our area 4 attacker today, Mark. So it kind of shifted our offense a little bit and put a little pressure on us. And there was a lot more variables in the match today, like I said earlier. Just the environment, the scene, what it was for, the outcome, the results. So, I think we did a good job in both matches, to be honest with you. It was just, like I said, we lost 2 deuce games there. If we don't hit the net or we have a better dig or better pass, we can still be playing. So that's what volleyball is. It comes down to one rally. You just don't know which one's going to be. So we prepared hard.
Obviously, you won a lot of matches this year. Anything you guys were doing better in the wins you had this year versus the loss tonight?
Yeah, the truth be told, I'm not sure we completely evaluate our season based on wins or losses. In regards to the whole year, I think this year we did a really good job of understanding what we could be good at in every rally and understanding our strengths as a team and identifying those and getting really good at that. And our preparation this year, our practices were at a higher level than the last 2 years for sure. They were more focused and more consistent all year. And so I think that was the win in the win column was just a product of better preparation and a higher level of practice day in and day out.
I'm going to go to Rob, who was on the stream coverage.
Coach Jake Dillon, let me begin by congratulating you guys on a
Thank you.
fantastic season and a wonderfully competitive match tonight. Jake, really impressed with your ability to contribute to the game in some areas that might not show up in the box score. Your level of serve receive in sets 2 and 3, your floor defense. What clicked for you after set 1 where you were able to start to find success with some of those first contact opportunities?
Yeah, so we preach it all year. It's about the process and how we work during practice. We go after those key elements like serve receive. I think it's something that's very underrated sometimes when people look at it. And then same thing with defense. It's something that takes it's not as much skill as people may think it is. It's more of how you think about it, how you go about it. And I think that's just the level of grit and the level of belief that you had that you're going to go out there and you're not going to let the ball hit the floor and you're going to respond to a slight adjustment that you need to make to be able to help your team succeed in the future in the next rally.
Coach, there was a moment where things looked a little dicey in set 3. It was 15-20. You took what I like to call a quick timeout where you brought the whole team over and had a quick chat. What urgency were you able to spark within the group that led the comeback to make that a tight third set?
It was actually 14-20, and Southern Virginia is really good at slowing the game down. So we were just, when they were slowing the game down, we were just getting together and getting organized. So it actually worked out for us really well. I think what we talked about earlier is what we're doing, Rob. We're saying that we're going to be ourselves right now. We're not going to be a team that's not representative of what we've done all year. So that's when I think our guys made some adjustments, kind of just with their confidence, their body language, and their aggressiveness toward the rally, and that was really helpful. So,
Dylan, I noticed during the national championship presentation, you and Sam stayed on the floor. 2026, Springfield's the host site. What's going through your mind seeing that? Is there an extra hunger of, hey, knowing that it's going to be at our place next year, we want to have this environment? Were there any thoughts of that nature in the immediate aftermath?
That sounds nice. That'd be a good explanation. I think you've seen photos of pro athletes do that. To be honest, Sam and I were just hanging back for the all-tournament team photo, I want to say. Is that what it was called? Yeah. So we were just waiting for the Southern Virginia guys to finish celebrating. But with that said, seeing the confetti, seeing the sign, seeing the facial expression, of those Southern Virginia players is absolutely motivating and can put some extra fuel in the tank for sure for next year, for the next go-around. So yeah, soaking that in, just a little extra motivation.
Look forward to seeing what you guys bring to the court in 2026.
Thank you, Rob.
Thanks,
Thank
Rob.
Got one more from Mark before we let Max bring it home for you.
Coach, obviously, Southern Virginia, what made them so tough to beat tonight?
Yeah, they have a lot of weapons. They distribute it around, so you kind of look to stop this area and then go another area. Like I said, game one was just really fast and really hectic. We were adjusting to the crowd, the noise, the environment, so there were a lot of variables in there. But again, I'm really glad and proud of these guys for making adjustments and not going away, which was great.
Yeah, how tough was it to play Southern Virginia in Virginia? And how
Yeah, it's the game though. You know, Mark, it's just what you got to do. You got to step up and be good in that environment. So I think that's a learning experience for us. It was probably the first time these guys have played in that environment since 22 when we were in front of the student section for Carthage for 3 games. You know, so these guys, there are only a couple of guys on the roster from that year. So this was a first time experience, and I thought our guys did a really good job.
Did they play you any differently in the rematch? Did they make any adjustments on you or have a different strategy against you?
Yeah, I mean, they said a little more to their big middle. I think that was an adjustment.
Yeah,
They kept on pumping him in transition, but he was definitely a bigger factor than he was back at Springfield.
Now we'll let Max bring you home.
Dylan, obviously the season just ended, but you want to just reflect on a really outstanding season for you guys. 25 wins, making it to the national championship. You run in the offense all season long. Just from your perspective, kind of just wrap up the season in a few words if you can.
Yeah, I think I got 2 words to wrap it up, and it would be bamboo year. Something we've been talking about from the beginning of the year. In not legend, but I actually think bamboo takes 2 years to grow out of the ground. So once it gets to ground level, it sprouts very, very fast. And so we were calling this our bamboo year, and I think it showed. I'm proud of the growth we've had all year. And if you were to watch a match from January, we are so much more in our system. We are so much more bought in. We're so much more cohesive as a unit. So just that growth and that bamboo year is a great way to encapsulate our season and how it's gone.
Should have ended with that one. Jake, just from your perspective, last year you were playing baseball at Hofstra. This year you're in the national championship game, Division III men's volleyball. Just talk about your season overall and, your transition from playing baseball to playing collegiate men's volleyball and, ending year as an All-American and again, in the national championship game.
Yeah, I couldn't be more grateful for the opportunity to play for Coach Sullivan and to play with the group of guys that come with this roster at Springfield College. It's been a ride. I can definitely say that. I came from baseball, yes, and I could tell you that one of the biggest difference that I see from these 2 teams is the culture. The culture here is unreplicable. The stuff that Coach preaches at practice and every day in meetings and just over the group meets, it's something you don't see on a regular basis on probably any other team, Division III, Division II, or Division I. So the stuff I'm learning in this community, in this culture, is something I'm going to be taking away not just from volleyball but through the rest of my life. So I can only be so grateful to have that opportunity and to just continue on with the rest of my career.
And then last one for Coach. You got 3 seniors on this squad, and Joel, Giancarlo, and Chris. Just talk about them and what they've meant to the program and, leading you guys back to the national championship.
Yeah, so first we haven't had a chance to, but we really want to thank Salem hosting us, Roanoke College. Everyone here has been so warm and welcoming. First-class event with an amazing facility. The introduction with the national anthem just made it a really professional event and a great experience for the student athletes. So we're very thankful. When you hit the drawing board and you got to rebuild, and you got those 3 guys as your pillars, oof, doing some amazing stuff. Joel DeCamp, Giancarlo, Chris Rullo, I mean, just amazing people. And they have been the spark to us getting here. I think they're really empathetic, they're respectful, they make mistakes and they correct them, and their growth and impact of the program is phenomenal. So, that's what I'm probably talking about with the group. When you go to do something, you have a plan, you're gonna map it out, you need some leaders, and you need player leadership. And those three guys, again, Joel, Giancarlo, and Chris have been phenomenal in terms of steering this ship. So very proud of them, Max.
Coach, Jake and Dylan, on behalf of the city, Roanoke College, and the Continental Volleyball Conference, we congratulate you on a fine season and finishing as the national runner-up.
Thank you very much today.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.